Hey guys, welcome back to the Bayside Fabrication YouTube channel. Well, we're waiting for some parts. In the meantime, we are going to mess around with an exhaust. Now you can see what I have going on here. So this is 3.5-inch titanium. And I think I showed you in the last video how we're gonna go and wrap this up and around, and it's gonna get pretty wild. But the most important part is getting this one done right now. That way we have good O2 readings on the wideband and everything. So as you can see, I'm just kind of shaping things up, seeing how it wants to look, and then we'll start tacking things together here. Well, here's our little titanium exhaust. And it's going to fit something like that. Okay, so my titanium job is going, I'd say 7 out of 10. So that one right there, that's a pretty good weld. You want it nice and shiny. And this is just from everything I've read. This is my first time welding titanium. So everything I've read and everything that I've gathered is you want that nice, glassy, clear, shiny weld. This one here is not good. On this one, I accidentally let off the gas, or I pulled the gas away just a little bit too early instead of holding it over it, and it gives it that purple blue. Looks pretty, but that's not the weld you want. You want these nice, shiny welds here. So that's what we're trying to achieve. Obviously, I have the tube just kind of back purged. I just obviously have some tin foil, so we're purging the inside of it with gas and welding obviously the outside. And I'm just going to take a break here. Oh, also no, I'm doing it in like 1-inch sections. A buddy of mine said keep the heat at a minimum, just do 1 inch, kind of rotate it, kind of skip around, and just try not to overheat the material, because if you overheat it, you'll also get that not the ideal finish. If it gets too hot, it will also turn blue and all sorts of stuff. So once this is done though, we'll fire up the tip, I think, with a torch and give it that nice blue, but that's kind of at that's the last finishing touch, and I really don't hope I screw that part up. So now it's time to make this tube over here. This is how this one came out. It's okay. My welds are, I don't know, 6 out of 10. They're a little cold, but if I try to go hotter, they got a little too discolored. So I'm just struggling trying to find that happy medium, but this will work for this car. It's a good learning curve. This is how it fits here. We're gonna have to do some sort of trim ring around this, and I have to open this up because this will definitely burn the paint. So I'm thinking some sort of trim ring or bezel or double wall. Not quite sure, but I'm just using this right now as a guide because these holes are pretty much perfectly centered. So I'll get the other one finished, and the trim ring will kind of be the last piece here. So far it's pretty good. Pretty happy with happy with how they're going to turn out. I think it's going to look pretty gnarly in the end here. Well, this is all the titanium I have left, with the exception of I bought a package of 5 or 6 titanium pie cuts already pre-cut. Now I did that because a 3-foot piece of this 3.5-inch titanium is $200. So I think I might be able to get away with just spending the 60 bucks or whatever it was on that titanium pie cut, and I think that might give me enough of what I need to finish this, but we'll see. So for right now, I just have some 3.5-inch stainless I had laying around, just so I don't cut too much off of that piece inadvertently. So I'm doing now is just getting everything kind of figured out as to how it wants to go here. All right, here's my current status, guys. So the idea is to get the exhaust kind of down here so it has the same upward angle coming out. That's really what I want to achieve. So it's going to come right along. Same deal there. Guys, you're not going to believe this. It's all it's all together. Dude, this far away. Literally an inch of material. And you know, it's frustrating to actually have this small piece left. And I can't make it happen with it. It's just too, it makes it like a 1/4 inch, but that 1/4 inch pushes the tip way too close to the car. So I'm a 1/4 inch away. Well, we're just waiting on that last piece here. And I'm not gonna do anything with this until we get that. So what I'm gonna do now is just start welding up this piece. And I've been talking to my buddy Ty and playing around with a few welder settings, and I think I got a little better solution here, and hopefully we can get the welds to look a little bit better than they do on this piece here. Like I said, I've been playing around. I don't really have any scrap pieces to play with, but I think I got a good plan after talking to Ty there. So let's see how this works. See if Ty's little trick here works for us. Okay, we're getting a little better. I'm really just trying to flatten these welds out, but I don't know. I'm just having a hard time with it. I think this area is just a little too hot right now, so we're just gonna give it a minute, but it is looking a little better than my other piece there. They're not as small, a little more flattened out, a little more filler rod in the puddle. And I think we're gonna get the hang of it. Like I said, I've never welded titanium before. It's extremely difficult. The filler rod, when you go to add a dab, it wants to stick in there. And when I say stick, like it holds the filler rod and you can't get it out. So it kind of makes it tricky because it's not like stainless where you can just dab it and go. I mean, it is, but this really likes to stick in there. So I think I gotta be faster with the dab. Okay, here's how it's looking, guys. I'm feeling like I'm getting a little better hang of it. My first one, the beads were a little cold. These are still a little too cold, but I'm making it a point to give it a little more heat. My problem at this point is I really need to actually make like another cup that shoots gas on the back side of the weld, and it just really saturates it. So I don't have that set up, but it's working. You know, I have a little bluing here and there, but I think I'm getting the hang of it a little better. Very difficult. Welding titanium is not easy. And if any of you guys have ever done it and you got any tips or tricks that I should know about, let me know. But man, it's not an easy thing to do. So I'm happy with what I got though. It's a good way to learn, and I'm not learning on somebody else's car, I'm learning on mine. So hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a pretty good handle of it, and we can maybe start playing with this some more. Okay guys, the time has come. Got my 5 pie cuts in, so we can finish this exhaust off. It's like 80% done. I just gotta finish this bend, and like I said, we are about 1 pie cut short, so I just gotta make this work, get it all welded up, and then we'll be ready to drive the car. All right, we're all tacked together. Now what I'm gonna do is throw a bunch more tacks on this section here, and then this one we're gonna weld second to last. So I'm just gonna do this little section first, do this joint, and then we'll do the flange very last. All right, here's the last piece. Man, titanium's hard. I'm getting the hang of it a little bit, and just when I think I am, I kind of get backtracked, but it's still a little cold on some of these welds, for sure. But, you know, I tried ramping it up with the heat and going a little faster, and it's fighting me. It's very, very tricky. So I just have to practice more with it, that's all. I think it's gonna look just fine. It's gonna obviously work. And the real objective here is get this car driving. And I can't do that, you know, having my wastegates dump out into the engine bay, shooting fire and stuff all over my, all over the inside of the car, so. Okay, well here it is, guys. Came out okay. I definitely started getting the hang of it towards the end a little bit better, but still gonna take a lot more practice. But overall, I'm happy with it. It's stuck together. It's gonna work. It's light. It's kind of cool. But yeah, mainly I did this as a learning thing for myself because I've never done it before. So it's very tricky, that's for sure. But it's cool, man. Let's see how she fits in here. Got my fancy spacer here. All right, we're just dialing it in here. So we got 27 degrees on that one. And this one we just have eyeballed, but we got 27.5 degrees. I'm not gonna split a half degree on this one, so that looks perfect. So let's get that flange tacked on. Well, we got a bunch of nice heavy tacks on this V-band. It's test fitted and everything looks good. So now what we're doing is I actually just bolted that exhaust tailpipe on to ensure that we don't distort the V-band when welding. So essentially just the two V-bands together because I don't have another 3.5-inch V-band. And we're just gonna get this welded up, and that's gonna do it for the titanium exhaust. All right, it is all installed and looking great. So the only thing we have to do is add a brace. So we do have flexibility here, as you can see on the titanium. And funny enough, I actually had a small sample of titanium that I got. It's 3/16, a little thick, but I got it for a job I was quoting to do a little fab work on. So I just have that little piece, and what I'm gonna do is just make a brace coming off, I don't know, somewhere around here, and bolt it to the engine mount. That way it will make it solid to the motor, and obviously everything's on the motor mount, so it won't have any of that wiggle room right there. You can see it's not a ton, but it's enough. I'm sure when it's running it'll vibrate and make all sorts of crazy noises and stuff that we don't want. So I'll mount it right there, maybe use a piece of rubber in between the mount, just kind of soften it up a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, here's the final product. Pretty happy with how it came out. Really good learning situation with this exhaust. So pretty happy how everything turned out, and I can't wait to work with more of it because I think I kind of got the hang of it towards the end here. So I was able to get a lot of welding practice done on this, and yeah, and I'm good with it. So I was thinking about bluing the tips and stuff, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now and see how the heat naturally deals with it. But yeah, we're car's ready to rip, guys. On the next one, we're gonna take it out and for its first drive. Luke's gonna be here tomorrow. So we're gonna take it for a spin, and fingers crossed that everything works good. So as of now, we are signed out. So please like and subscribe, and if you guys tune into the next one, you'll see this car go for its first drive. Thanks, guys.